Scooby Dooby Doo, where are you? We got some work to do now. Welcome back to the channel, guys, with another movie reaction. Today we are watching Scoob! Exclamation point. And I'm very excited. I loved the show when I was a kid. I didn't have Cartoon Network back at home, but whenever I went to my grandparents' place and it was on, I would definitely watch it. Just loved the formula of the show. The characters were a lot of fun, with Shaggy always being like zoinks, and Velma with her jinkies. Yeah, and I love the chemistry where Shaggy and Scooby and were always went off on their own because they had to split up and search for clues. And I thought it was very funny that they would always pair the two scaredy cats on their own. But yeah, I really enjoyed that when I was a child. I know there are two live action Scooby-Doo movies. Never got to check them out, but if you guys enjoy this and you want to see those, if there's enough demand for me to watch those movies, then I will get to them eventually. But yeah, looking forward to this. I heard Gina Rodriguez is playing Velma, which I love Gina. She, the main character in Jane the Virgin, she plays that. And I just finished catching up with that show. Really enjoyed her role there. And so, yeah, it'll be nice to see her in this movie. But I think that's about it. If you guys want to watch the full reaction with picture-in-picture, you can check out Patreon in the link in the description below. Otherwise, let's get started. Oh my god. Oh, I love the sound effects. They squished. Of being lonely. Don't like this song? Is the loneliest number that you. I have nobody to call my own.
Friends, who needs them? You do.
Yeah.
Each challenge, put yourself out there.
He has no friends.
Go.
Oh, that's cute. No. Aww. Ding. One bite.
His name's
Scooby.
Snacks.
Snacks?
I mean, Scooby.
Snacks.
Middle name,
Doobie?
Doobie?
last name.
Doo.
Do.
The dog has a middle name. There's no punishment for damages or theft. I don't like it, but them's the laws.
What?
Well, have a good day, sir.
What?
Mr. Doobie Doo.
I'm Norval, but everyone
Norval?
calls me Shaggy.
His name's Norval?
No, it's Shaggy.
I love it.
You guys all right?
Hey.
Yeah. Harry Potter?
Harry Potter.
I'm Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Aww.
Which house is she in?
Yeah,
She's a Supreme Court justice.
which house would she be in?
Slytherin.
Ah.
Come on, let's go get your candy back. Wait, that's the Ricky house. It's...
Whoa.
Go get help.
Oh boy. Oh. You see the cord. Uh-oh. Oh, the lasso.
Gotcha. Jeepers, it's a Halloween.
Jeepers.
Mr. Rigby?
Meh.
Guys?
I would have gotten away with this if it weren't for you meddling.
No. Didn't finish the sentence.
Congratulations, everyone.
Where are you? Oh wait. Is this a recreation of the original? Oh my god. It is, isn't it? You shake and shiver. Huh? Oh, the mystery machine. Aww. That was awesome.
Oh, whoopee, a diner.
I'll have a napkin and some hand sanitizer.
Whoa, man!
Is it Simon
That's
Cowell?
Simon Cowell!
It is.
A group can only be as strong as its weakest links. I can't invest with these two involved.
But Mr.
What?
Cowell, Shaggy and Scooby are our best friends.
Whoa! Zoinks. A spaceship?
The clean, modern aesthetic, the cool blue color palette. We're in the
IKEA.
Falcon Fury.
Ikea.
Say IKEA.
Nope, I said Falcon Fury, just like you.
Everybody hands go up. Welcome to the Falcon Fury.
I have to assume that if they were with their friends, they wouldn't have been kidnapped.
Ouch.
I can't breathe.
Whoever those
Aw.
friends are must be carrying a ton of guilt on their shoulders right about now.
Can
Wow.
you skip the emotional punishment and describe
Wow.
the robots, please? This thing is increíble. It's fully
Increíble.
autonomous and capable of modifying its external appearance. Huh.
Ugh.
Those amounts of mustache oil, 12-year-old scotch.
Ugh. Is the bad guy my dad?
There are also some microscopic soil particles.
Oh my
Composition
god.
is a mix of arsenic, and apparently he's been stealing Netflix by using his mother's account.
That is not fair for the rest of us who have to pay for Netflix.
You have to pay for Netflix?
This will not stand. Let's go get that dastardly dude.
This movie. Oh. Oh no. Where are you?
My friends call me Dick.
Do they now?
Rick,
Rick.
I'm a Dick with a D.
Rick with a D.
Da. Dick.
Well.
Isn't this a children's film?
Mind Velma, boop beep geek, world is ones and zeros.
Maybe you could spend more time reading books.
Guys, stop. Why are we fighting?
We didn't eat lunch.
Oh.
We're just hungry.
Ever since Shag and Scoob disappeared, there's been no one to feed us ridiculous sandwiches at lunch.
Aww.
Oh, me too. Those little pickles on top of the basket.
So like.
No, the guys. Not the sandwiches.
Jinkies. Scooby and Shaggy are with Blue
Jinkies.
Falcon?
Oh no. It's Dick Dastardly. Wow.
Fred, say something.
Hi.
Do you kids have any idea how fast you were going?
Was it, too fast?
Funny story, officer.
This guy is really dangerous.
Bulbous nose, huge chin.
Like a rat and a mound of hair had a baby.
Ugh.
How dare you!
Ah.
Dick Dastardly?
I have so many mixed feelings.
How did you find us?
She was pretty hot.
Fred, focus. We've got to find a way to contact Scooby and Shaggy.
Whoa.
Need help?
Aww.
Better?
Aww.
Hey,
The empath. Well, that was easy.
Cool.
Muttley.
Put that down! Motley was my partner. As I was about to enter, Motley insisted on taking the risk himself. But that ticket was a one-way trip.
Whoa. What?
Follow me. Mind the
Who is it? I recognize the voice though.
But if you get some on you, rub it in.
It's Tracy Morgan. Right? Oh.
Those are some dope wheels.
Oof.
Whatever wheels are.
Whatever wheels are.
Scooby!
Not me.
It's time we stop this mustachioed menace from opening the gates to the underpass
Underworld.
and letting
Underpass.
loose the fearsome sippy cup.
Cerberus.
Sippy cup.
What do you say we get out of Middle Earth?
Copyright infringement.
Get my always snacking,
Copyright
never
infringement.
lacking.
Back again, like a bad oyster.
What?
Guys, supernatural transformation. Dead
The
ahead.
mystery machine flies. Oh, the... Nice. Aw. Ooh. Whoa. They're all fine.
We're alive. Scooby-Doo.
Is everyone accounted for?
Aww.
At long last, my treasure. Oh no,
He's just sleeping, right?
I'm so sorry. There are so many things we never got
Yeah.
You're alive!
Aww. Oh my god. Oh my god. The ascot! Yes, the ascot!
For the mystery machine.
Ding. Oh, the ascot fell off.
Maybe he wants his Scooby snack.
I always have a spare.
In your boot? Oh my god!
Sorry.
And that's why I always have a spare.
No, don't. Oh no. Oh no.
Scooby!
I'm so weak.
Do you have a spare? Aww. That little vacuum loves Daphne. Whoa.
Are you okay, little guy?
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, it's gonna be like marbles and they're gonna slip back in? Is that what's going on?
And looks like we just spared the world.
Bowling puns.
Bowling puns.
So us.
One of you has to hold the gates shut here.
While one of you locks them from inside the underworld.
What?
No.
No.
Buddy, back when we were kids, you saved me. You're the best friend I could ever ask for.
No!
Guys?
What?
It's Alexander the Great. Look at this inscription.
Loophole.
It's a message from him.
Yay! Yeah. What the-
Zoinks.
Zoinks.
I guess friendship.
Tank Empath Brain. You're the heart of Mystery Inc.
Aww. Ugh.
Time to pay for your crimes, Dick Dastardly.
Or is it?
What? Simon Cowell? What?
Dastardly?
What?
Drat! No one ever goes for the double unmasking.
You are coming with us.
What the heck?
I would have gotten away with it if it weren't for your mismatched meddling miscreant!
Mismatched meddling miscreants.
Congratulations, you two.
I'm so happy you're back.
Watch the shot, please.
Aww.
What do you say, buddy?
Let's Scooby-Dooby do it.
Scooby Dooby Doo It. So I actually really enjoyed this film. I thought it would just be like a dose of nostalgia, and I didn't really have that high of expectations for it, but it was a solid film. I won't say it's like the best thing I've seen all year or anything, but yeah, I really enjoyed it. I didn't expect the film to be funny in this particular way. I was hoping it would be like the shows I used to watch and just remind me of that, but the type of humor was so up to date and filled with like topical references, And I struggle to remember if that was the case back in the 90s. I don't remember being like, oh yeah, that's true about real life right now. But I actually don't know if the episodes I even watched were from the 90s or even earlier. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what episodes I watched, huh? But yeah, loved the opening with Scooby. I love the sound effects. And then you pull the gyro. I don't. It sounds like euro when I'm saying it. Like gyro. Stole it from that Greek restaurant. And yeah, seeing Shaggy and Scooby kind of just meet up for the first time, that was really, really satisfying. Seeing this kind of origin story of how they became friends. It started with Shaggy getting nearly run over by Scooby and the cop on the bike, and pressing through all those songs about how lonely he is. But yeah, this whole film just played on that first moment where Shaggy is just really insecure about himself and the friends he's made, I guess. And yeah, I love the theme of friendship for this film, especially since it's the first film in this reboot. But yeah, I really enjoyed that. And yeah, it was so nice seeing them meet up, Scooby and Shaggy meet up with Daphne, Velma, and Fred. They had their first adventure there. I actually felt really, really good for Shaggy because he made one friend and then he made 3 more in quick succession. You feel bad for the kid when he felt so lonely before. So it was nice seeing him make some more friends. And I love all the characters. I don't remember too much from back then, but I don't remember each of these characters being this fleshed out, I guess. I think that's in part due to how they were laid out by Simon frickin' Cowell in this film. He was saying that Fred is the tank, and Daphne is the empath, and Velma is the tech whiz and brains. And then we find out later that Shaggy and Scooby are the food, or the heart, but also the food. Mostly the food. So there felt like there was more personality behind the characters than I remembered, at the very least. Loved the remade opening at the start with almost all the same beats as the opening that aired when I was a kid. So much nostalgia there. There were a few key differences, like Fred being in love with the mystery machine. I feel like I would have remembered that. But yeah, otherwise, really, really loved it. I mean, I loved it even with the slight differences. But all those monsters that are iconic. Like, as soon as I saw the first one, I was just like, oh, this is the opening. This is it. But yeah, something I don't know if I ever questioned when I was a kid. Like, is it just normal for dogs to be able to talk in this universe? I was like, Shaggy's not making any deal of like Scooby talking to him. When Daphne, Velma, and Fred met Scooby, and he was just saying like hello as well, they didn't notice anything different. Like, they didn't take note of it. But apparently, yeah, that's just the way it works. I don't know if there were ever any other dogs besides Scrappy Doo back in the shows, but I don't know if they ever talked or not. But I mean, Dick Dastardly's dog talked too, so it's not just Scooby in this reboot. And I mean, I guess I shouldn't think too hard about it. After all, like, they have a law that if a dog has a middle name, there's no punishment for damages or theft. Like, what? There's just so many nonsensical things about this film, and instead of being like weird and like make me think and like be like just really weirded out, instead it's like really, really charming instead. There's the bullies who steal Shaggy and Scooby's candy, and they were doing it because they were anti-capitalistic and they care about people's blood sugar. Like, these guys were like 8 or 9 years old. It's such a weird, bizarre world that's portrayed in this movie, and I actually really, really like it. But yeah, there are so many little details that were super wonky and amusing, like Scooby doing Shaggy's taxes. He's the one who does the taxes. That's super funny. And Dick Dastardly, I didn't know you could say Dick in a PG film if it's the name of a character. The more you know, I guess. It's Dick. Dick. Oh my god, that was so funny. I mean, these are like childish jokes, but it's like so funny. I definitely remembered Zoinks and Jinkies, but I totally forgot about Jeepers from Daphne. And speaking of Daphne, the hair that they found had like mustache oil and 12-year-old scotch on it. That was... Ugh, is the villain my dad? I don't know why that's so funny, but it is. And like her whole story with the vacuum Dusty vacuum robot was really cute as well. Like he grew so attached to her because she emptied him out, doing everything it could to protect her. And it does tie in with what Simon Cowell was saying about her being the empath. She does care for people in a certain way. I feel like the show didn't give her that personality. I feel like actually in the past, Daphne, Velma, and Fred didn't really have that much personality. Maybe just because compared to Shaggy and Scooby, not like Shaggy and Scooby might have stolen the spotlight back then. But yeah, it was very refreshing to see them fleshed out a little bit more. Fred's little love story was really funny. First, he loves the mystery machine so much, and then the policewoman who pulls him over. He was so, oh man, he looked at her the way Scooby and Shaggy looked at Blue Falcon and Blue Falcon's fridge. But yeah, it turned out to be Dick Dastardly. What an evil villain, mooching Netflix off his mother. That's not fair to the rest of us who have to pay for Netflix. And Fred's like, you have to pay for Netflix? How does he not know? I guess he shares it with everybody in the group. It's just a silly film. Their jokes they make are so silly. Yeah, I can't come up with another word besides silly to describe the film, its humor. I don't know. As a kid, I kind of assumed Fred and Daphne were together. I'm not sure why. I don't think there was anything that actually backed that up. I don't know if they were ever together on screen, but it's just what I assumed. But yeah, Daphne, Fred, and Velma it felt like they were much more fleshed out than in the shows. Though Velma was probably the least fleshed out of all of them, the entire gang. We did find out that she speaks flawless Spanish, though, which never came up in the past. And I know it's because, Gina Rodriguez voice acted her, and she's a Latina, and she speaks fluent Spanish. So I'm actually not sure if Velma was meant to be Latina as well in this film, and if she was, that's really cool. But yeah, something unexpected. But I do feel like Velma could have been, they could have given her more of a role as well, because it feels like everybody had their own little like storylines. Shaggy and Scooby had their storyline with Blue Falcon, Fred with his love of the mystery machine, and then Daphne with Dusty. And I'm struggling to think of what Velma's like side story was, and how exactly they flesh her out. But yeah, who knows? I like that Shaggy and Scooby wound up being the food and the heart. More so, they're trying to say they were the heart, but we know deep inside for ourselves that they're the food. Daphne pulling out a spare Scooby snack to use on Cerberus, and Scooby immediately eating it, and then also eating the spare Scooby snack as well. That was really funny. And I enjoyed the film as a whole, but I think some of the story arcs, some of the story was a little, I guess, a little weak. The part where Shaggy is jealous of Scooby and hurt by Scooby taking off the collar when he himself gave the okay was just, I don't know. It was but this movie has to appeal to kids too, so the moral kind of has to be in your face a little bit more, I guess. I guess it was to not be so selfish, to cheer your friends on when they are succeeding, and possibly even if that means they're possibly moving away from you a little bit. I did like the whole focus the movie had on friendship, though, and proving Simon Cowell wrong. Even when Dick Dastardly made it through the gate, he said he finally found his treasure and went straight for his dog. You can't. I had to feel bad for him in some way. I had to empathize with him in some way. Even the villains can't help but love their dogs. That dog was so funny, though, laughing at him for thinking he was dead. He was like being hugged, and he was like, so good. But yeah, I love the whole gang. They were so happy to be reunited with Shaggy after they thought he sacrificed himself for all of them. And when they unmasked Dick Dastardly and they were like, Simon Cowell? I was like, what the heck? Why would it be Simon Cowell? I was so confused. Like, really? And then they made him the villain in this film. But then they unmasked him again and it was Dick Dastardly. Just such a ridiculous film. And it's so amusing. I mean, this movie was just fun. Very, very stupid fun. I mean, I just love these characters. So it was a joy to see them again after so long. I kind of now want to like download old episodes of Scooby-Doo and just like binge watch a ton of them. But yeah, I'd give this movie an 8. There were some parts I mentioned that kind of dragged for me, and some of the jokes didn't quite land. But when the jokes landed, they really landed. And Fred with his ascot, I forgot to mention that. I was like, how can you have him in the movie not wearing an ascot? It's his signature look, but he pulled it out in the end when he was fighting servers head to head. That was great, and just flick, he got owned. So much for being the tank. But yeah, like I mentioned in the intro, haven't seen the live action films. Don't know how I don't know how good they are. Would you guys recommend that I watch them? I'm kind of interested, but not sure. I don't know what the overall quality level is. How about this? If this video gets 500 likes, I'll watch it in June. If it doesn't, I'll probably watch it on my own at some other point in the future and upload them eventually. But hopefully you enjoyed this film. Leave a like. It really helps with the channel. If you want to see the full reaction, or you want to see full reactions to a whole bunch of other movies, if you want to see early reactions, or you want to vote on future movies, you can check out Patreon in the link in the description below. Otherwise, yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye, friends.